Stephanie, and I'm a mom of 3 girls, ages 11, 7, and 5, and this is our 6th year homeschooling. Welcome to Schulte Sweetie's YouTube channel. Today is a little bit of a different video. We recently went on our beach vacation, and so I thought I would share about what we did and what we liked and what we didn't like, and give you a little idea of our trip and maybe share some pictures and things like that, so that way you can in the future maybe try to go there or not go there. So I always like to kind of do some research before we go somewhere, and this might be helpful to you. So where we went was Tybee Island in Georgia. It is right off the coast towards the south part of the state more, and it's really close to Savannah, about a half an hour drive. So that's where we went, and so you're wondering maybe how did we tie this in with homeschooling? Besides the beach and the creatures on the beach, some of the things that we added in were there is a Fort Pulaski that is close by there, and we went there one afternoon. I was kind of like, okay, we're gonna go there to get some history, and I did not think that we would enjoy it as much as we did. But the ranger, first of all, you drive over a fun little bridge to get, it's kind of on an island. The ranger in the welcome center was awesome, and he asked the girls if they wanted to become junior rangers, and they got books to do some different activities. There was like math included, map work, so many things. So we got to do that. My youngest did 5 pages, my middle did 7, and then my oldest did the whole book. She even had to do an interview, and she interviewed him at the end, so that was kind of fun. So we were able to explore the fort, and there was like little tunnels that we walked around in. We walked over moats to get onto drawbridges, and they didn't have a lot blocked up. They had some things where you couldn't walk into every room, especially the rooms that they had set up with like beds and things. But like they got to go inside the little jail room. We got to go up on top of the fort, and that was a little nerve-wracking because they didn't have railings around. So my middle one and I and the youngest were all kind of nervous and ready to get down, but my husband and my oldest loved it. So then we also got to see like the damage that some of the cannons had made, or some of the fighting and stuff from the wars. And it was just a really interesting little visit. My kids got to get sworn in as junior rangers, so we really liked that. Another day we drove to Jekyll Island. So we originally thought it was going to be 1 hour. It was 2 hours to get there through some traffic and things, and it was a rainy day. But we really enjoyed it. We went to the Georgia Sea Turtle Center, and apparently they take sea turtles in from all over, even like Florida and stuff. So we went there, and they have like a little museum, hands-on museum. They all enjoyed that. They have a gift shop, and then they have like a little hospital, and we had someone tell us about the turtles that they have there at the hospital and how they take care of them. They even had like a little operating room, but we didn't see any sea turtles at that point. So that was a really fun little time there. And to make the drive to Jekyll Island worth it for us, we went to a few more places. We went to Horton Pond. Supposedly you can see alligators there sometimes, but we did not see alligators this time. We walked for a while. If you go there, I would definitely recommend bug spray because we did not have it on and we got eaten alive there. There is a Horton House that we tried to walk to, but we did not end up finding it. It was past what we were willing to go. It looks cool when I looked at the picture online, so that would be a fun trip if you had bug spray too. We didn't have our waters with us either, so we were like all just ready to be done. But it was really a pretty trail and fun to walk through. And then the last place that we went to while we were at Jekyll Island was called Driftwood Beach, and these are like just trees, driftwood, toppled over, and they were climbing on them and on the beach, like on the sand and like a little bit in the water and stuff. So it was so much fun, and we weren't even like in our beach wear or anything, but we enjoyed seeing. It was so beautiful there too, so I'll share some pictures of that as well. So that was our time at Jekyll Island. We only were there probably a few hours, but it was like a nice little trip away. You are also pretty close to like Hilton Head there. I think like an hour or two away from Hilton Head. So you could go there as well. But we just chose to go to Jekyll Island. Jekyll Island was very calm and not very many. You pay for parking when you first get onto the island, and then you don't have to pay anywhere else. There's a lot more trees and things. I don't know how the beaches are. I thought we read somewhere that maybe the beaches aren't very nice there, so I don't know, but that could be a place that's pretty calm there. So then we went back to Tybee Island. So let me talk about Tybee Island a little bit. It is more touristy than we expected. I had been there years ago, 2 different times, I think, as a kid and then as a college student, I think. So most of the island, the south part, the main part, is like very touristy, has like shops and the restaurants there. There's not a ton of restaurants. There was like Arby's was the main fast food place at all on that island. There's also only one grocery store on the island, and it's super expensive. I shopped there one time and I was like, I don't think we need to shop there anymore. We found Walmart, and of course it was like Walmart prices, maybe a little more expensive. That's closer to Savannah, and then there was a Publix there. So we were able to do more of our shopping. We would go and take an extra drive to go to Walmart or Publix because it was a little bit cheaper, although Publix was still pretty expensive. So some of the places that we ate at Tybee Island, we only ate out 3 local places. So we ate out at the Crab Shack, and this was a place kind of like on the river, I think, and they had us sitting outside, and we sat by the water, and it was kind of smelly. My husband wasn't too crazy about it, but it was a fun little atmosphere. We almost lost our youngest because she didn't follow us back to where the seating was when we were walking behind the waitress, which we thought she was with us. So some nice people helped us find her. They brought her to us. She was busy looking at, on the outside, there were areas where they have some baby alligators. They don't keep them for very long, a couple of years, I think. And we were able to like feed them afterward and stuff. So that was kind of fun. So we went there one day. We went to Fanny's. I think it was Fanny's on the beach. It's like just a parking lot in between the restaurant and the beach. So it was kind of fun to eat there. It was a fun little atmosphere, and I will post a picture up here of me at the sitting in one of the seats at the bar. It's kind of fun. My girls loved the pizza there. So they got cheese pizza a lot that week. And then another place we went to was Stingray's Seafood. That was more on the main road. It wasn't that close to the beach. You could have probably walked to it, but it's a little bit further. So it wasn't as nice of an atmosphere. The food was really good. We got fish tacos that day, but it was very hot where we were sitting. It was kind of an outdoor area, but they had a fan and then kind of like some plastic around us, like windows to block, I guess, bugs and stuff, but I wasn't a big fan of that. But we did enjoy the food. I mentioned I think I mentioned that the parking was so expensive. So we didn't go to the South Side Beach very often because that would take $3.75 like every time for every hour. So what we did was we stayed on the north side of the beach, in the neighborhood, at a house that we rented. We had beach access. It took about 5 minutes to go over a swamp area, but the beach access that we had was right in like a bay area. And so the drop off inside the water was very deep, and it made me nervous as a mom to have my kids swim in that area. And the swimming wasn't as fun because there weren't very many waves unless a ship came by, and sometimes those waves could be like crazy waves. So that made me a little nervous too. So we did swim there one time, but we walked around to like a north side beach, north End Beach. I can't remember what the title was. We walked around on the sand. We pulled the wagon and things, and that got to be a little bit crazy because in sand, like, things are hard to pull. So we decided to start walking along the roads to get to that beach instead. But we still had like a 20-minute walk every time. So that was a little bit of frustration to us because we weren't as close to the beach as what we thought we were where we wanted to swim. But then also, when we would swim at the Northside Beach, we did get to swim with dolphins. Like, they were pretty close by one day, probably within feet of some of my family. But they got stung by jellyfish multiple times. My oldest got stung, I think, 6 times. My middle got stung, I don't know, 4 times. My husband got stung a couple times, pretty bad. Like, he had scabs as we got home and everything. My youngest said she got stung and got hurt. I don't know. I didn't see too many marks on her though. And her and I didn't go very deep, so we didn't have as much danger to us. But it was frustrating. And like the first day, there were some lifeguards there that would spray her. They sprayed my daughter when she got stung. One tip I did here, if you get stung by a jellyfish, like, rub like a credit card over that area to help get some of that stuff out of the sting. So that does help. So I don't know, they were frustrated because they kept getting stung. So the last day on a Saturday, so it was so crazy busy and hard to find parking. We did go to the beach that's more touristy, and we paid for the parking and everything, and they didn't get stung, but it was so crowded. It was nerve-wracking to me to be in the big crowd because it was harder to watch my children swimming, but we had a fun time there, and they enjoyed it more because they weren't getting stung by jellyfish constantly. So maybe in hindsight, I think we wished we would have gone to that beach a little bit more, so that maybe we wouldn't have gotten stung so much. So to talk about our favorite parts, my oldest and I loved going down across like our 5-minute walk to the beach, to the Bay Area, and we would sit and watch the sunsets. All of our family would go, but we loved it the most. We would watch the sunsets, take tons of pictures. We would watch some dolphins in the bay, and it was really fun. There was boats out there trying to do dolphin watching, but we didn't even have to pay for it, so we just got to enjoy the dolphins. They weren't incredibly close, but close enough that we could see them. And so that was our favorite part. My husband and my middle loved the creatures. They loved, like, they found hermit crabs. We found tons of shells, but we found, we had tree frogs on our home. There were frogs and toads outside near the little swamp area. We saw tons of birds. So they had so much fun with the creatures that we would see. And then, they did go crab fishing one day too. My youngest, I think, would say that her favorite part was just the beach. And it was so cute because she was constantly squealing and just so excited to just play at the beach. It didn't matter if it was the first day or the last day. She just had the same enthusiasm every day. So it was worth it. Even like the frustrations, the more touristy part when we're not into the touristy things as much, it was worth it to go on this vacation just with our family and have the time together. We got to play games in the evening and just enjoy each other. So we did even listen to an audiobook on the way down, so the Boxcar Children. So we had a good time, and I would encourage you to check out Tybee Island, Jekyll Island. Those are great places. Maybe even Savannah. We didn't really go into town in Savannah, but that would be a great historical place as well. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.